Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business. I'm Indira Yamwatha. We take a look at tonight's headlines first. Regional plantation companies agree to estate worker wage hike. And Thailand's Siam City Cement to buy Sri Lankan unit of Lafarge Holcim at $374 million. Here's a look at the stories in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena says the implementation of the Moragahakanda Kaluganga irrigation development project is not only a fulfillment of a long-awaited aspiration of the farmers, but also a realization of his own dream. He made these remarks during the national ceremony to enshrine treasures to build the main dam of the Moragahakanda Kaluganga irrigation development project. The ceremony in this regard was held today under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in Moragahakanda. The project, which commenced in 2007, was to be completed by 2012. The President said today that once it is completed in 2018, it would be of major benefit to the country. President Sirisena further explained that the lifeline of the Sri Lankan economy is agriculture, and through the implementation of this project that has reservoirs with a capacity of 6 times the Parakrama Samudra, would irrigate thousands of acres of paddy fields and boost the economy of the farmer community. The Mahasangha, ministers, parliamentarians, diplomats and other dignitaries were present at the event. Moving on, the Employers' Federation has agreed to pay their interim allowance related to estate workers' wage hike along with outstanding payments. This decision was made during a special discussion at Temple Trees today. Members of the Employers' Federation of Ceylon representing regional plantation companies met with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. State banks, Bank of Ceylon and People's Bank will provide funds to regional plantation companies tomorrow to facilitate payments to its workers. And Thailand's Siam City Cement PLC has signed a deal to buy the Sri Lankan unit of Lafarge Holcim at a consideration of $374 million. Siam City Cement is Thailand's second largest cement company. The company said this provides an opportunity to expand its operations into South Asia. The acquisition is expected to be completed within the next 2 weeks. The acquisition will be made through Siam City's wholly owned unit, Insi Cement Holdings. It will buy 98.95% stake in Holcim Lanka Limited, including its subsidiaries. Siam City Cement will use a 1-year credit facility from the Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi UFJ to finance the purchase. Minister Patli Champika Ranawaka says it is time for Sri Lanka to consider revising the private school model within the country. Addressing an event at the BMICH, the minister said existing private schools should be encouraged to teach the local curriculum. Minister Patli Champika Ranawaka expressed these views addressing the annual certificate awards ceremony of the Institute of Business Studies in Colombo this morning.
අධ්‍යාපනය වෙළඳාමක් බවට පත් කරන්න ලාභ ලබන ව්‍යාපාරයක් බවට පත් කරන්න ගියොත් ඒ අධ්‍යාපනයේ වටිනාකම් පිරිහෙන. අපි කවුරුත් දන්නා මේ සමාජයේ විවිධ නියාමනයන් තියෙනවා. ඒ නියාමනයන් අපේ ජීවිතවලට බලපාන. ඒ නිසා මේ අධ්‍යාපනය කියන එක වාණිජ භාණ්ඩයක තත්ත්වයට පත් කරගත යුතු නැහැ. අධ්‍යාපනයේට ගුණාත්මක භාවයක් රටේ ආර්ථික ඉලක්කත් එක්ක ඉදිරියට යන භාවයක් අපිට ලැබෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේම තමයි උසස් අධ්‍යාපනය අද මතුවලා තියෙන්නේ පෞද්ගලික වෛද්‍ය විද්‍යාල හරහා. ඉතින් මේ ප්‍රශ්න වලට ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්තියකින් අපි මුහුණ දිය යුතුයි. ඒ ජාතික ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් අපි හදාගන්න නැති වෙනකොට අපේ ආදායම් තත්ත්වයට කාලානුරූපව අපිට රටක් හැටියට ඉදිරියට යන්න බෑ.
We'll be back with more news after this short break. Welcome back. Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake called Sri Lankan exporters to take more risks, taking into advantage the benefits that the government is extending to support the export business. Karunanayake was speaking at the annual general meeting of the Exporters Association of Sri Lanka recently. Speaking at the 19th AGM of Exporters Association of Sri Lanka, The finance minister noted as alarming the state of Sri Lankan export figures. In 2006, exports as a percentage of GDP stood at 33%, and by 2014, the ratio has come down to 14% of GDP.
This is alarming, appalling, and is a sad indictment on the private sector as a whole. As for the exporters as a percentage of the world, it is from 0.09% in 2006 is down to 0.06% of the total world export are Sri Lankan share. Now this is something which you have to take note of. We are talking of Sri Lanka. We are talking of exports that is there. We are looking at a Sri Lankan economy that has got to be blossom out. In that case, what are the things that we are going to do to resurrect ourselves from this mess that we have been? Firstly, we have basically tried to modernize the economy. The ASICUDA, the one window system that has been introduced, is something to help the exporters in trying to minimize time and give sense of efficiency that is there. But still, it is not maximized, not used. Either fear, lack of knowledge, or whatever it is not happening to the best of our knowledge. So let us see as to how, when the government is extending a sense of innovativeness, a sense of new direction, let's see as to how we are going to get this moving.
The finance minister called the private sector to reciprocate to the positive changes that the government is bringing forth.
When you see the exporters drastically reducing as a percent of GDP, our government revenue has reduced from 16.8% in 2004 to 10.4% in 2014. Luckily, we have managed to resurrect itself to 13.2% as of now, far insufficient. With all this that is there, haven't we as Sri Lankans got to think from a completely different point of view? You could see that we are responding to protect Sri Lankan exporters in a big way. There are many areas where cess have come in to ensure that we basically help to stop imports coming, get exports going out, all those things that are there. But we need to think afresh. We need to take that risk that is expected of us and get the government also subscribe in certain thinking that is there. Many of you all come and ask things that are sometimes absurd. Ensure that you take the electricity bill for 2 years. These type of nonsensical things that come about doesn't help. But if you come and tell, here is a labor generation project, and we want you all to be partakers in this, we'll certainly come forward to those type of things.
Former minister and leader of the Communist Party, Diu Gunasekara, says certain individuals are making various remarks against the constitution-making process, which would lead to unnecessary tension within the country. He made this observation addressing media in Colombo.
තාම සංකල්ප ප්‍රතිපත්ති පිළිබඳ සාකච්ඡා කරන අවධිය. තාම නීති බවට පත් වෙන අවස්ථාවට ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ. එසේ ඇවිල්ලා නැතුව රටට සටන් පාටක් දානවා නම් මේක මරගුලක් කියලා මේකේ යන මෙසේජ් එක මොකද්ද? එක රට දෙකට කඩන්න හදනවා මේ ආදිය. මොකක් හරි කියන වෙන මෙසේජ් එකක් යනවනේ. දැන් ඒකෙන් ඇති වෙන තත්ත්වය මොකද්ද? සාමාන්‍ය පුදු ජනතාව තුළ එක පැත්තකින් උතුරේ ජනතාව වෙනත් ආකාරයකට ප්‍රතික්‍රියා දක්වයි. දකුණු ජනතාව තවත් පැත්තකට ප්‍රතික්‍රියා දක්වයි. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා එවැනි අනතුරක් තිබෙනවා. අහිතකර සටන් පාට දෙනවට අපිට එකඟ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේක තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන. මොකද මේවා තත්ත්වයන් කොයි කතර විවිධ කොටස් පාවිච්චි කරනවා.
We'll be back with Stock Watch after this break. Welcome back. Market indices closed in negative territory as a result of price losses in counters such as Ceylon Tobacco Company, Nestle Lanka and Dialog Axiata. High net worth and institutional investor participation was witnessed in distilleries and Lanka Oryx Leasing Company. Mixed interest was observed in Texture Jersey Lanka, whilst retail interest was noted in Bogala Graphite Lanka and Nation Lanka Finance. Turnover today crossed 285 million rupees. Bank, finance and insurance sector was a top contributor to market turnover due to Lanka Oryx Leasing Company, whilst the sector index lost around 0.32%. Meanwhile, foreigners remained active, closing as net buyers mainly due to foreign purchasing in distilleries and Texture Jersey Lanka. Meanwhile, foreigners remained active, closing as net buyers mainly due to foreign purchasing in distilleries and Texture Jersey Lanka. Here's a look at today's foreign currency rates. That's all from the newsroom for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Good night.